You're welcome back to this Git crash course brought to you by Halibian Solution Limited. Before we begin, if you are yet to subscribe to your YouTube channel, please take a moment to hit on the subscribe button and also hit on the notification bell to get notified whenever we drop tech-related content like this, and also give this video a thumbs up and also share with others. So now, without further ado, let's get started. Git remote repository, that's what we are looking at in this video. In the past video, we have been working on Git, and in this video we are going to be looking at Git remote. In Git, a remote is a repository hosted on a different server or location from your local machine. It allows you to interact with a repository hosted elsewhere, enabling collaboration with others, developer and teams. By adding a remote, you can fetch and put changes from that repository and push your local changes to it. Creating a remote repository. Creating a remote repository typically involves setting up a repository on a remote Git hosting service, such as GitHub, GitLab or Bitbucket. Remember, we said in this video we are going to be using GitHub. So once you've created a repository on the remote server, you will get a URL that you can use to interact with the remote repository. So adding remote repository to a local repository. The word remote refers to the repository you want to add to your local repository. Remote add. To add a remote to your local repository, you use the git remote add command followed by a name for the remote, usually origin, and the URL of the remote repository. Here's the syntax. You do git remote add, the name you want to call it, then the URL of your remote repository. For example, to add a remote repository, a remote named origin with the URL of the remote repository, you use git remote add origin, which is the name, then the URL of your remote repository. So let's see how it works now. So I'll go to my GitHub here. So if you have an account with GitHub, if you don't have, please register, and if you have an account, you have to create a new repository here, which I'll be doing here. So I'll call it my Git. So I don't need any description for now. You can actually give your own description. Public here. Public is only anyone on the internet can see this repository. You can choose who to commit. That is, they can only see, they cannot commit, even though it's public. Private, you can choose who to see. That is, those that you want to see it, you can choose them, and you can also choose who you want to commit to this particular repository. So you can add a readme file, that is an additional information about the project you are currently working on. But I won't be adding all of those. I'll just click on create repository. Now I've been able to create a Git repository, that's a remote repository here. So now what do I want to do? I will open my terminal, which is my Git bash. So I will cd inside my desktop. Remember, we were working with a folder called my Git class. So I will cd inside my Git class. So let me check it. Okay, so we have this now. So what do I want to do? I want to add a remote repository to my local repository. So how do I do that? I will do git remote. If I should do git remote here and click enter, it is telling me I don't have a remote repository yet. That is not yet connected to a remote repository. So I'll do git remote add the name and the URL. So what is the name? I want to call it origin. Then what is the URL? I will copy this URL here and then head to my git bash, then paste it here. So if I should click enter, now I've been able to add a remote repository to my local repository. So if I should do git remote now, you can see I'm now getting origin. I'm getting origin. That is, a remote repository has been added. So moving on, if I want to check if truly it is added, I can do git remote-v. This will show me how the link to fetch and also the link to what to push. You can see it is showing me fetch and it is showing me push. So you can see we have the git remote-v command to allow you to view the list of remote associates with your local repository along with their corresponding URLs. It is able to verify the remote connection. Running this command will display the remote name and its value. So we are going to be looking at pushing and pulling changes. Pushing and pulling changes. We are going to be looking at fetching and pulling changes and cloning a Git repository. In the next video, we are going to be looking at all of this. Please let me see you in the next video. Thank you very much.